excellent penmanship.
Yeah.
He's playing Esper. I watched him play earlier.
Okay.
Nothing too fancy in his list. He has a main deck Blind Obedience, but that's not totally out of the realm of reason.
As you see him, he's going to play a Hierophant here, come across with his Augur Bolus and pass the turn back. As we see, Travis is up a game on your right, and he is on a mulligan to 6 as he's casting right now a Lingering Souls for some Spirit Tokens. He's playing Esper as well, but his take's a little bit more aggressive. He's got 4 Lingering Souls, and we've seen this version as well, which has a little bit more Planeswalker heavy. It has 2 Jace Architect of Thought, 2 Liliana Veil, and 2 Sorin Lord of Innistrad. So,
Matthias in for 1 with his Augur. How do you feel about Lingering Souls in an Esper mirror? I know there are varying opinions on this.
You know, this is my wheelhouse. This is my bread and butter. I can tell you everything there is to know about an Esper mirror.
Okay.
I have no idea how good it is.
Oh, fair enough.
It seems like it would be there's a version of Esper out there right now that has 4 Lingering Souls, 4 Sorin, Lord of Innistrad. Simon Gertzen was a player who played that to a top 8 of a PTQ. Also saw it make top 8 of a Standard Open in Orlando. I know the player who played that was very fond of it, and Simon liked it as well for his PTQ. So we have seen this version have a little bit of success. How good is an Esper mirror? I feel like, you know, the Esper deck is once Matthias knows that there is Lingering Souls, he can sideboard accordingly.
Yep.
You know, it makes you wonder if he saw them in game 1 or not, but I think it's something that can catch people off guard momentarily, as we are going to see a Sorin Lord of Innistrad here. We'll bring up that Planeswalker on the screen. I don't think it's backbreaking or anything. I think it's more of an annoyance.
Sure.
And then you have to plan accordingly and figure out how to beat it.
There are definitely some draws that I've seen where someone has Lingering Souls with a bunch of counters.
Yeah.
And the Esper deck is just out. The opposing Esper deck is just out of the game.
Yeah, maybe they sideboard out their Supreme Verdict or something like that. You just really caught them off guard. That can definitely happen. And with Sorin to be able to back it up and be able to create quite a clock due to its emblems, that's not out of the realm of possibility. So let's see what Matthias is going to come up with this turn. As we do know he has an Orzhov Charm in his hand that he found off of that Restoration Angel blinking the Augur of Bolas. He's got plenty of lands. You see a Planner Cleansing in his hand as well. See if he has Curse of Deathhold anywhere in his sideboard. He does not. He does have those 2 Planner Cleansings, where Travis does have 1 Curse of Deathhold in his sideboard. So we're going to be in for a little bit of a grind.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to be a short one.
Settle in. Matthias, I think, is thinking about if he just wants to snap off 5-mana Jace right now.
Shields are down.
Yeah, I mean, he can land it, but it puts a lot of pressure on his Restoration Angel to be able to hold off those Lingering Soul tokens.
Yeah. Also, when you're staring at a Planner Cleansing in your hand as well, you're going to go through the work to cast that and then reset.
Yep.
After you reset the board, then he's going to take 2 from a Water Grave, so it looks like he might pull the trigger here.
I think Jace +1 is a totally reasonable line here.
And there is your Jace Memory Adept. Let's see if it is going to be a +1, or is it time for a little Mill-10?
Well, I don't think he can go Mill-10 because Travis can just go Sorin +1 my team attack, even if he doesn't have a removal spell for the Restoration Angel, and take it out.
Alright, so he's going to +1 it. So here's your draw. Supreme Verdict to draw here. We're going to see him take a look at that bad boy. We'll bring it up on the screen for you guys. I think everyone's getting pretty familiar with this card by now. Starting to dominate the control mirror is also a fantastic way to defeat a Junk Reanimator opponent once you do have control of the game, as attacking their life total is not realistic due to all those Thragtusk and Restoration Angels and Umbrella Rights. So we actually see players milling them out instead, which is a little bit dangerous against the old Graveyard deck, but you got to win somehow, and that's how people have been doing it. So here's a Witchbane Orb. The card that we're seeing just a lot of this weekend.
A lot of Witchbane Orbs in play so far.
And so that's going to shut Jace off, or at least slow it down a little bit. Going to make that Planner Cleansing a lot better, as you do see Detention Sphere in Matthias' hand as well. So he's doing all right around that Witchbane Orb right now. But the tough thing here is he needs to figure out. He's trying to sequence the game, I feel, in such a way that he can get the most for his money with that Planner Cleansing.
Yes.
Now, he wants to be able to do that without ruining himself and doing bad things to himself, killing his own Jace, killing his own Detention Sphere on whatever he targets. As you see, Duress is the draw off of Jace, and Supreme Verdict is the card that is milled. Can't Duress him, though.
Nope.
So, that's not, no, sir.
No.
That should not happen.
Back up.
Yep, we should try to, we're going to have to back this game up a little bit here, as the spotter's going to have to back it up because duress cannot be cast. It does say target opponent. There's a Witchbane Orb in play. Yep. So have we gotten our spotter yet? We're going to have to back this game up for you guys at home. And looks like, yep, we just did finally get a hold of him. So.
Okay, so we'll see how this gets adjudicated momentarily. Yep.
As duress cannot be cast. You see Matthias does have a detention sphere in his hand, but that duress was illegally cast. So we'll see, as you said, how this does get ruled and how they're going to back this up.
Yeah, I guess they just backed the whole thing up.
Yeah. You know, with Travis tapped out, it's probably going to be okay. But I think they're going to have to rewind probably the entire turn.
Yeah.
Pre-Jace activation.
He couldn't even put that duress on the stack.
Yes, because it does say target opponent. He can't even target himself with that. So here's your Ascension Sphere. That's going to take out the Witchbane Orb, and now we're probably going to see that duress now. So there's your duress. So it looks like we're all good to go here.
So yeah, I think at this point, Matthias is actually pretty happy to just have Restoration Angel back on defense, work Jace for extra cards, and then Planar Cleansing once the board gets too bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to go to try to mill him out just yet.
Yeah, the tough part there is you know, he doesn't have to go to mill him out just yet, but if he ever does cast that Planar Cleansing, he's going to allow Travis to get back his Witchbane Orb, which I think is the biggest problem here among all the cards. Yep. So he really has to be careful on how he wants to cast his Planar Cleansing, when he wants to do it, and what he wants to accomplish with it. That's the really tough part. You see Soren's going to tick up again, put another Vampire into play. You see a hand of Negate, Supreme Verdict, and a Victim of Night. And Travis's hand.
Taking the long road here, just making a token and passing.
We'll try to get a white die onto that Soren so we can figure out how many counters are on there. It looks like there are 6, so it is threatening its ultimate right now, as it does have 3 vampires, starts on 3, so almost positive it is up to 6 right now, but we do just want to get confirmation here, get a better die on there for you guys at home as well, and get a vampire too, instead of that green sleeve. So we'll clear up our board state a little bit.
Alright, so
it is at 6. Threatening that ultimate there as Matthias is going to take his turn. Travis, not a lot going on over there. Matthias needs to figure out how he wants to go about using this Jace.
Contemplating how we want to activate our Jace here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to draw.
All right, so we're going to see a mill. He's going to mill Forbidden Alchemy. He draws an Azorius Charm. So actually a pretty good mill there for Travis, even though he is stuck on 5 lands. And so you see a couple charms over there in Hunt's hand. You see Jace up to 7 counters. You see that Planar Cleansing as well here. Sphinx's Revelation has Supreme Verdict.
But he knows about the negate too, so he can't just kind of just fire off the Planar Cleansing here. He's out in front enough on cards at this point where I think he'd be pretty happy just to be able to resolve the Planar Cleansing. But
yeah. But it also puts Travis in this interesting stranglehold too, where he has to keep representing the game. He can't pull the trigger on anything because he knows that something bad will probably happen if he does. He doesn't know what that bad thing is, as he hasn't duress Matthias, but he has to know that something bad is probably coming. We're going to see a flashback Lingering Souls here from Travis. So you're going to see another Vampire come into play too. Here, so Soren's going to move up to 7. And he does just pass the turn back. So here's an Orzhov Charm. Okay. So he's going to, it looks like he's going to bounce his own Restoration Angel here, Patrick.
Okay.
Yep. Getting a little creative.
Pretty fancy. Still contemplating any end of turn moves.
And we're gonna see a Cycle of Azorius Charm now too. So Matthias is going to draw a card. He's going to untap his lands. He drew a Duress for the turn here as well. Okay. So now Duress can actually clear the path here as he draws a Think Twice.
Yeah, so he can just Duress the negate, now Planar Cleansing.
You see Travis is... You can tell he doesn't want to negate this, but feels like he needs to. This is the power of Duress, which we don't see as often anymore, but you absolutely see exactly how powerful it is here.
I have to feel like Matthias is a little bit better set up for the way this mirror match is sort of playing.
Yep.
Just because, while Travis is sort of on this like Lingering Soul Sorin plan, he still has Supreme Verdict in his deck, whereas Matthias' deck is just pure control.
Yep. And so now Matthias is going to cast what feels to be a Supreme Verdict here to clear everything up. Yep, so Supreme Verdict is going to clear all of this stuff up. He knows that Travis is left here with, he does have a Sorin on 7 counters, which isn't bad. The Sorin takes a long time to win the game, as Dissipate's the draw step for Travis. But Matthias' Planeswalker is going to bite the dust here because of Sorin's ability. Travis will get that Jace, but we know Matthias has a backup Jace in his hand now. The tough part here is you're going to see a mill here for 10. Snapcaster, negate, rest in peace, Augur of Bolas, 2 Glacial Fortress, and a Isolated Chapel. You can't go faster with Matthias. You could try, but I saw a 10. The problem here for Matthias is that Travis drew a Dissipate.
Yep.
So you're going to see a Think Twice on Travis's end step from Matthias. He'll draw a card. See another card drawn here, which is this to be on the Matthias Drown Yard.
Yep.
So you see Matthias is going to play a land here. He's going to play that Drown Yard. You see a Planar Cleansing in his hand still. 2 copies of Sphinx Revelation. That Jace, he's probably going to lead out with the Jace this turn. It's going to meet a Dissipate. Yep, so there's your Jace to try to Legend Rule. There's my Dissipate, and yep, you can see the frustration there from Matthias as a top deck Dissipate turns everything around. Yep. Everything that Matthias was trying to set up is just now destroyed.
Yep. Matthias is actually still short on triple white too, so that cleansing is...
Yep, you can't even cast it right now. So here go 10 more cards. A Think Twice. 2 copies of Think Twice.
Fast.
3 Think Twice among them. He's a math teacher. He's quick. Good with numbers.
So fast.
I readily admit I cannot keep up with that one. That one was too fast.
And I think we're going to see a Souls and Flashback Souls here.
Yep.
If Matthias spends his turn... still looking for... Oh, did we just peel the 3rd white source?
You saw him flashback, I think, twice on Travis's end step. The question is, did he find that other white source for that Planar Cleansing, which, you know, it's interesting because he wants to cast the Planar Cleansing because he's in trouble right now, but he doesn't want to cast it as you see a Godless Shrine in his hand because I don't think he wants to give back that Witchman Orb.
Sure.
He has no interest in doing that. He's going to flashback, I think, twice.
That's it. Yeah, he's never found the 3rd white. Wow.
So Travis is going to win this match 2-0.
We sort of took it for granted. We sort of took it for granted there that Matthias was just going to be able to like eventually set up Planar Cleansing, but literally could not find a 3rd white source. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, he drew a Godless Shrine in the last turn, so he actually did find the 3rd white source. I think the problem there is that he can't beat the Witchbane Orb once it's in play. Taking a look at his deck list right now, you're looking for a card like Detention Sphere or anything to be able to get the thing off the board. He has one in his main deck which may have been gone from the milling.
Well, the sphere was already on the orb.
Yeah, it's on the orb. Yeah, sorry. So if he kills it, does he have outs to the orb being in play? Because his plan with the Esper deck is to mill him.
I mean, he can just beat down with Restoration Angel, I guess.
So no. is the answer.
Yeah, I
so
guess.
no, okay.
Yeah, it's effectively no.
Yeah.